what's left of last night behind.
Good morning, guys. We are back from England. We have some of the England haul that we will be working on going through, getting photographed today. And we're gonna be doing some thrift flips. I'll take you guys with me to the shop because we sold some furniture. So I need to kind of figure out what we're gonna be doing there as far as like filling that in goes. And just all the things that a shop owner has to do when they've been away for 12 days. The projects that we're working on for thrift flips today, I had to repair this rooster. It is drying ceiling tin, mail organizer, and clock. These sold while we were gone and we hadn't painted them yet. Everything's gonna go white swan. The mail organizer is just getting the fronts painted, so it'll be kind of a two-tone look. And we'll take you to the shop here in a little bit. Look what's coming right now. We've got 2 more boxes. That one's not too bad. There is a hole in the side of it, which is a little disheartening. And then there's 1 more box I see he's bringing out here. So, 3 boxes.
Oh, this one got all wet.
Oh, that's why we always tape every like square inch of it, but it looks like it still wasn't enough.
Soaking.
Oh, it's sopping wet. I guess let's get everything out of that one quick.
It looks like it was mostly metal.
Okay, good. This box is like so wet, and Zeb really did give me a hard time about like how I made him tape it all, but that's why.
Oh, this is one of the first boxes.
Yeah, this one maybe was one that got stuck in customs for a while. Everything's wet. All right, those things need to go to the shop if we need to move those out of the way. The foam is really helpful. I will bring 4 times as much because you can't get it there. Ta-da! She made it. So we're going to unpack this and show you what fits inside just one box, because a lot of people are like, how much can you actually fit for about 150 to 180 US dollars in a box? The first broken thing, and I think Zeb may have broken more.
I broke it worse, but it was already pretty shattered.
It was 3 pounds. So we're gonna keep track and let you guys know like how many things break. But I want to give you guys a look at how many things did make it. This is 1 box, and we haven't even finished unloading what's in this thing. This is 1 box of stuff. You can fit so much in a box if you pack it correctly. And these are great because they stack inside of each other. Looks like all those flowers. Put this on tomorrow's list. These all got to be pulled out. They look pretty bad. We'll just tell people they're spooky for Halloween. So we had a piece that sold here while we were gone. So we'll go ahead and bring that clock over today, and that'll fill that hole. And this dining table sold. So I think that's going to be my next like big project, is to get a piece to replace this, because that's where all of our dishes go. So Zeb has everything unloaded on the table behind me. And this is a pretty good showing for 1 box. The only thing that we had that broke in this box was 1 teapot, and that's a pretty good percentage. It was 3 pounds. So just keep that in mind, that there is stuff that does break, but lots of stuff made it all in 1 box. I just got my 2nd coat of white swan on everything. Looks like that's gonna do it. So we'll let it dry completely. Then we will stencil the mailbox or the mail holder, wet distress, and then everything will get sealed and dropped off at the shop. Okay, looks like Zeb's gonna use our Italian minis. Fun fact, not all of them are in Italian. This one is.
All of them are Spanish, like from Spain Spanish.
You know what?
European,
but they're called Italian minis. You can pick these stencils up and the paint at JamiRayVintage.com. We love taking our non-European American thrifted items and make them look a little, European. I actually did get some pictures, and Zeb did too, of some stencils we're going to make for our January release. We took photos of some great things while we were in England. He's using DIY's weathered wood and a JRB stencil brush, and he offloaded into this bowl so that way his brush is mostly dry, and that'll help from getting paint up underneath the stencil. Ta-da! So while I was gone getting Eliza to cheer, Zeb got this all distressed. I'm just gonna wet distress these items and we'll be ready for clear wax. So because this paint is clay-based, it's water soluble, you can just get it wet. I like to get it wet and then let it sit for a little bit, and then you can just pull back some of the paint and distress it, and then it'll be ready to be sealed.
Just a little DIY clear wax. It goes on easy with pretty much any brush. I'm using this little one because I did some detailed stuff earlier, but and it happens to be the brush I have out. But if you have a stiffer wax brush, the stencil brushes actually work really well for that. It'll go on a little better and you won't have to wipe as much back. But this is the brush I have right now, so it's what's getting used because I've already got it waxy.
All right, so here are all of our completed items: white swan, clear wax, a stencil, and some weathered wood, and these are ready to go to the shop. Cleaning off the cobwebs, good job. Finally getting this really cute clock that we finished a few weeks ago over to the shop because we had some pieces still, so we have space. Seb apparently doesn't need my help. It took us a couple weeks, but we finally got this really cute clock into the shop. I will drop the link for it below in case anybody would like it shipped to them. So most of the stuff that we did on today's live sale, I'll drop the link below, that you saw us unbox yesterday has sold. So I'm actually just taking it straight to the shipping door. They'll sort it and then just put out what didn't sell. We just opened one more box. It looks like every
cast iron sheet made it.
I don't know if I'm selling that though.
Cast iron can be a little brittle. I saw one just like that, painted all black, and I thought it was awesome.
That would be just so cute in our upstairs. It looks like, oh, my little Churchill bowls made it. My cutie bowls. My water bottle thing. What the heck are these?
Those are the weights for that old clock.
Oh, we have an antique clock coming. I'm like, it's like a brass pair.
Here it is right here. Look at it.
Oh. That clock is all you. You bought that, so. Well, that didn't make it. Oh.
It's like powdered.
Yeah, that's a goner. It's a goner.
We did lose the bottom off the clock, but it's just, or top piece, it was just a little bit of glue and it'll be back together.
That clock was a situation anyways, so okay, so it's day like 3 that we've been back. Started day 3. We are unloading everything that needs to go to the shop that's already been listed, and then we're gonna head to the thrift store. We'll take you guys with us. We're just looking for a table because we sold them when we were gone. I showed you where it was at. It's now been picked up, and we need a new table so we have space for all of our dishes. What, no cart?
I'm not going to get one.
Are you saying that we don't need any junk? But what if we...
I got to abstain.
So only, we'll just pretend like we're in Europe, so only what you can carry?
Yeah, like 3-4 things and then we're out.
All right, so we walked in. We have 4 options. The 3 with the straight legs are no. This is actually what I was looking for. The price is $25. We'll take it home, strip the top down, paint the legs. It has a drawer that works, which is something I like. Is it sturdy, Zeb? So how much gum is below?
There's a little bit of gum below, but I don't think it's a veneer. A lot of times it's a veneer. This looks like it's just
solid pine.
Yeah.
All right, Zeb wants to talk about this.
So pretty dirty, but you can see the different planks here, almost like a wood floor. It's the same as over here. I think this is solid wood. It's made in Thailand, so it's probably, I forget the name of the wood they use. It's a hard
acacia
wood that grows like a weed, so they use it on everything.
And it's like they sprayed it, but they didn't like do a lot of prep work. So we probably need to sand this a little bit too.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was actually thinking we could get away with just sanding that like a lot on them and making it look chippy, and then maybe just leaving the white that's there, and then just really work on that top because that's gross. They either use paint or like gel stain, but I think they use paint. I don't know. It's like I can scrape it off with my fingers.
Yeah, I might try instead of sanding that, because look at it, I'm getting like big old
I
chunks.
know, it's gross.
That's what happens when you use a cheap paint and then
Or a
don't
gel
seal it
stain.
properly, it gets gummy.
Yeah. So while Zeb is sanding, I'm going to work on listing more items from England. We have 3 suitcases that I'd like to get back down to the basement. So I'm going to go ahead and unload those and we'll see what we've got. I think this one is mostly art, but it looks like we've got some copper in here and a few other things. A few of these we couldn't fit the frames in, so Zeb just took them out of the frames. Oh, I forgot we bought that one. That one's a good one. I just had somebody that was asking me about this the other day. I wasn't sure how much to price it because I think this is like resin. This one is not ceramic. But this one is like cast iron. Maybe not. Oh yeah, this one is like some sort of metal. So that one's probably worth more. Cockington Village. That's cute. You guys, our one and only mirror actually legit made it, which I'm surprised because Zeb really didn't pack that super tight. There were mirrors like this all over England, and I kind of wish I would have bought more, but I was just worried that they wouldn't make it. So we got an oil painting. That's it for the bottom of this. Let's see what's in the top. Oh, there's like dishes and everything. We got all these are all of our like prints and newspaper ads. Zeb's, it's actually, it takes a while because a lot of the stuff we need to scan in so we can use it and then we'll sell it. Oh, this one broke. This is actually for Caitlin. I'm gonna go dump this glass out. It'll still be cute even without the glass. That happens sometimes. This one is the goodie. This one has tons of crockery in it. We actually have a bunch in boxes this time. But we got lots of our marmalade crocks, and then I can't remember what we put in this side. Oh, one of Zeb's Bibles. It's like their 4 Bible set that he bought. That's in here, and then we've got just some more breakables. So I'll get all this unloaded and photograph it.
We said we weren't gonna buy anything, but Jamie did some girl math and she's like, we didn't get a cart and it all fit in this box. So here we are. We have 4 things and an oil painting. Because this is so gummy, I tried scraping it and that's working some, but it's gonna be all day. I got some 80 grit sandpaper and it zinged this off pretty quick. It's probably gonna gum up my paper quite a bit, but I'm willing to trade about 6 or 7 pieces of sandpaper for some time. We're getting into this a little bit, and you can see right here in the shade, lighter wood, and then it goes darker here. That's where the original sealer is still intact. The original stain, sealer, whatever they lacquered it with, hasn't been sanded off. So I'm gonna have to double sand this and get back to this light wood all the way across, and it makes it a little fuzzy, so we're gonna have to sand it with 80 grit and then probably finish up with some 220. Might even go as high as 400 because this can get real fuzzy. This type of wood, when you sand it with 80 grit, it gets almost like fuzzy, pulls all the fibers up. So we'll address that if we have to. Paper number 1 is done. We got this much of the table with 1 pad. I feel pretty good about that. I also got around quite a few of the lips, so should be okay. I'm guessing 3-4 pieces of paper.
So here is everything we fit in 1 carry-on suitcase. I think we did pretty good. Some of the smaller Crocs we put in some of the bigger Crocs, and we wrapped everything really, really well, and nothing broke. So I was just gonna do the suitcases, but a lot of that is art. You can see it's all stacked up there, and Zeb needs to do some like scanning of some of the things so we can use it for projects. So I'm gonna do at least 1 box, maybe 2 boxes, because we have a bunch coming, and if I don't stay on top of it, we're gonna get buried in boxes. This is the first box that came, so I think most of the stuff maybe it was from Tenterden. I can't remember. I'm gonna get it all pulled out and we'll spread it out on the table. Most of this enamel has little prizes in it. I put all the crockery inside the enamel to keep it to arrive alive and to be a good use of space. Here's everything from today's box that we got out. All of this was in one box equivalent to about 18 by 18 by 18 inches. And I will figure out how much it weighed here in a second. The only reason we were able to fit this much in one box is every single little thing, flat thing, small thing, was inside of a box or inside of a bucket or inside of an enamel pitcher. So there was no space that was left without something in it, and nothing broke.
Okay, all the gray's off. This is the fuzzy I was telling you about. You can kind of see how it's like picking up in the grain there. Now we're gonna hit it with some 220. I do have some spots that are darker still. I'm gonna finish getting those with 80 grit, then we'll smooth it out. Done with the 80 grit. Most of the, if not all of the original stain and finish is off of this, plus the paint. We went through 8 80 grit sanding pads. You can see with that, we ran into some real gummy spots. And then this is the one I used to get off of the last of the original sealer. 220 grit just to finish this off and get it a nice smooth finish, and then we'll wipe it off with a damp rag, get all the dust off, and that'll show if we've missed any sealer anywhere because it won't absorb into the wood with the damp cloth. Little scrubbing before we paint. I was gonna sand it, but these legs have so much detail, it was just taking forever. So I started on one and I'm like, nope, it's just gonna get a scrub and some milk paint.
So Zeb is done sanding. I'm gonna take a break from listing English items and work on mixing up the stain. I'm just gonna water down suitcase milk paint, 10 parts warm water to 1 part milk paint, and I'll go ahead and stain the top, and then we'll seal it with top coat final finishes in satin. This is not all natural like our others. It has a slight VOC, but it's our most durable top coat, and when you're dealing with a dining table, you want as durable as possible. So I thought that we were gonna do the top first, but Zeb had a good idea to paint the base, so we flipped it over, and we are knee deep in unboxing stuff. So I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. We're just gonna go with 1 coat plus some touch-up of Americana. This has a built-in sealer, and it's gonna go really fast and be really cute.
You and your sweater match.
Look, we match. Who
the
knew?
Americana today.
And when we distress it, that white will peek through and it's gonna look super good. You can see that this is gonna go really quick, and it won't even take that much paint, maybe like 1/4 of a can to do the whole bottom of this. Zeb's using the Sweet Pickens suitcase mixture. It's 10 parts water to 1 part milk paint to brush it on a faux stain. It's water-based, so cleanup is gonna be really easy. We're gonna be able to see the wood grain through. It's gonna be really beautiful. If you need this milk paint or cottage colors in Americana or the final finishes top coat, you can pick them all up along with any other products you need for your DIY at JamiRayVintage.com. Once Zeb gets this brushed on, he's just going to use a clean, damp rag to wipe it back, just like you would for a stain. Then you'll let it dry until maybe about an hour once it's completely dry, and then you're ready to put your sealer on. I still have that spot there.
Yeah, you do. It's okay.
All right, so
it just shows your love of Cholula.
We're going to be using Sweet Pickens top coat in satin. We'll do a total of 3 coats, letting it dry 2 hours in between.
We like to gloop it on, and then we'll come back and smooth out our brush strokes.
Well, and you can do like 400 grit sandpaper if you want to and smooth it out in between coats. Sometimes we do that if it doesn't lay flat, but this lays pretty flat because it's
pretty much just
thin.
goes away.
It dries really hard and it's really thin, so I don't really ever have a problem with it, but you can if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, is it's super durable.
It isn't all natural, so if you're doing this and you want to do something that you won't like, if you're sensitive to smells, you can do the same thing and just use Big Top. It's all natural, where this isn't all natural, but it is really durable.
You can see how where she has it, the darkness, it's gonna flatten out a little bit because it's a satin sheen, but it's really gonna bring out those brown tones, which is what we wanted. We didn't want it to look yellowy.
Yeah, it's kind of warming it up. but it's still like a light to medium toned wood. So it kind of has an age to it. Okay, Zeb is finishing up the top for me, and I've just got 220 sandpaper. Just barely lightly going over the edges. Little distress. Just give it some age. And to have that white peek through. I kind of finished over there so you can see where it's coming out. Now that our table is sealed and distressed, we're just going to head over to the shop to drop it off and fill up that blank spot. We do need to find some hardware for it.
What are you going to get, you hoarder?
I was just going to say, luckily I'm a hoarder. I didn't know you were going to harass me. I want a white porcelain. We happen to just have one.
This is organized hoarding. Look at that. Like, that's so neat and tidy.
Because I am Maria. Keep me organized. If it was me, they'd be all together, but they separate them. Anytime we have extra hardware from a piece, or if I'm cleaning and I find hardware, it just all goes here. I used to save it, but now I just put it here, and if somebody else buys it, great. And if they don't and I need to shop, I just shop my display. Nut for this.
We don't have a nut.
It didn't.
Does it go through far enough?
Yeah, you can. It'll be perfect.
I'll find one.
And then, ta-da.
Oh, that looks nice on there, that little porcelain knob.
All right, guys, we have dropped off everything that I listed today, and the table is in place. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
It's been a long day, but very productive. I mean, we picked this table up this morning, and now it's here in the shop already.
If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that share button, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more.
DIY.
And you can shop at jamirayvintage.com. Stay tuned for close-ups of the table, and we have some new displays, so you'll want to see those.
I leave what's left of last night behind, and I need to get some peace of mind. And when I need some peace of mind, I know where to find